So I visited a college campus in Ohio recently, and a young guy there asked me a pretty interesting question. He said, "Where have you changed your mind in the last 10 years about something?" And you know what? For a minute, it actually stumped me, but it's a great question because if you haven't changed your mind in 10 years about something, it means you're probably not thinking hard enough. We're human beings. Facts change, our experiences changes. You should probably change your mind on something. And so I told myself the same thing. What is it? And I realized one of the things I've definitely changed my mind on since I've entered politics is that we're really not as divided as a country as I was taught to believe, as we're taught to believe every day. And I only know that because when I wasn't in politics, how do you get a vision of American political culture? You turn on the TV, you open your smartphone, you go on the internet, you go on social media. What do you see? You see a nation that is arguably, it would feel like, divided to a breaking point. But one of the things, and I think it's one of the best parts of being in politics, what it's taught me is you go into real rooms meeting real people in the real world without social media algorithms distorting what you tell each other. It turns out most of us actually agree on the same foundational values of what you want for yourself, your family, and your kids. 90% of this country agrees that our education system is broken. Our young people are underperforming. We got to fix it. 90% of people want to be able to go into the biggest city near where they live and enjoy a nice meal or a nice evening or a nice walk on a Friday night without fear of looking over their shoulder for being assaulted or mugged. 80+% of people believe that, you know what, if you're a legal immigrant that wants to make contributions, you can come into the country the right way if you swear allegiance to the United States. But you can't enter the country illegally and cross the southern border, which was happening for the last 4 years. 80+% of people agree that men shouldn't compete with women in women's sports. I could go on. But what it says is our country fundamentally, I believe, still shares the same national values in common, but it will take people taking a step back from the smartphone screen, taking a step back from nightly cable television to actually do the hard thing and talk to somebody at the dinner table. Talk to somebody at your, whatever public convening event in the real world that doesn't exist online that actually breaks down those barriers. And people who tell me they think they disagree with me on something, one of the things I've found is when we leave that night, we ended up agreeing on at least 80% of what we believed in. The national division is a myth. And I'm not saying that in some Pollyanna kumbaya kind of way. I'm saying it because it's actually a challenge for us to rediscover that. And for my part, I've changed my mind in the last 5 years. I don't believe that we're in some sort of irresolvable war. I believe it is an optical illusion that we're going to have to overcome. And that's the work we have cut out for us ahead.